The galaxy was burning. Stars still shined in the dark, but between them, war was everywhere. Thousands of worlds were fighting. Millions of ships moved like angry insects through space. Planets once full of life were now broken and silent. In the center of the galaxy stood the Great Council Station. It was the largest meeting place ever built. Here, the leaders of every powerful race gathered when the galaxy faced danger. Today, the station was full. Tall beings with silver skin. Small creatures with glowing eyes. Machines that spoke with cold metal voices. They all came with the same fear. The war was out of control. On a giant screen in the council hall, images played again and again. Cities on fire. Space fleets destroyed. Whole planets turning dark. No one spoke. Finally, a tall alien with blue scales stood up. He was Lord Virex, leader of the Orion Empire. "This war has lasted too long," he said. "Our fleets are gone. Our worlds are dying." Another leader answered, her voice shaking. "The Iron Clans will not stop. They want everything." A machine delegate spoke next. "Our calculations show total collapse in 30 cycles." Fear moved through the room like cold air. Every empire had tried to win. Every empire had failed. The Iron Clans were unstoppable. They destroyed fleets without mercy. They bombed planets without warning. They cared only for conquest. Many races had joined together to fight them. But even united, they were losing. A small alien, old and weak, slowly stood from his chair. His name was Elder Quran, the oldest member of the council. "In all my long life," he said, "I have never seen the galaxy this close to death." Silence followed. Everyone knew the truth. Soon, there would be nothing left to save. One leader suddenly shouted, "We must use the forbidden fleets." Another answered quickly, "They are already destroyed." A third cried, "Then use the planet killers." "No," many voices replied at once. "That will destroy us too." Hope was fading. The council searched for any answer. Any weapon. Any ally. Any miracle. Then, one voice spoke quietly from the shadows. "There is still one option." All heads turned. The speaker was High Archivist Loom. Keeper of galactic history. The one who remembered old wars. "What option?" someone asked. Loom hesitated. Then said one word. "Humanity." The room froze. No one moved. No one breathed. The name itself felt dangerous. Many leaders lowered their eyes. Some shook their heads slowly. Others whispered in fear. "No. Not them. We promised never again." Lord Virex stood quickly. "You are mad," he said. "Humans must never be called." Elder Quran's voice was soft but heavy. "We all know why," he said. The screen changed. New images appeared. Old recordings. Ancient wars. Human ships moving through space. Human weapons tearing through fleets. Empires falling in days. The humans were young compared to most races. But their wars were short. Very short. They did not fight for honor. They did not fight for glory. They fought to end things. Fast. Clean. Final. In one war, 3 mighty empires disappeared in 1 week. In another, a galaxy-wide conflict ended in 1 day. After that, all races agreed on one law. Never involve humanity again. Because when humans entered a war, they never left it the same. "They are too dangerous," a leader whispered. "They do not stop halfway." Another said, "They do not care who is right. Only who is alive at the end." "But they bring peace," someone said quietly. "A terrible peace, answered Lord Virex. The screen now showed the present war. Burning worlds. Dying fleets. Screaming signals. High Archivist Loom spoke again. If we do nothing, the Iron Clans will rule everything. And if we call humanity, asked the Queen. Loom looked at the floor. Then the war will end. How? She asked. In whatever way humans choose. Fear filled the hall. They all knew what that meant. Humans did not ask for permission. They did not wait for votes. They came. They finished. And they left warnings behind. Elder Quran closed his eyes. Our galaxy is dying, he said. Our laws are broken. Our fleets are gone. He opened his eyes slowly. Tell me, do we still have the right to refuse help? No one answered. Minutes passed. Finally, one young leader stood. His voice was weak, but clear. If we do not call them, there will be no galaxy left to fear them. The room fell silent again. One by one, heads nodded. Slow. Heavy. Afraid. Lord Virex looked around the hall. Then whispered the words no one wanted to say. Prepare the message. His hands shook. Ask humanity to step in. Far away, beyond known space. On a quiet blue world called Earth. A signal began to travel. And with it, the fate of the galaxy. The council hall stayed silent long after the decision was made. No one celebrated. No one felt relief. Calling humanity was not hope. It was fear, chosen over death. High Archivist Loom moved slowly to the center of the hall. His long robe touched the floor as he walked. Before the message is sent, he said. You must remember who you are calling. With a simple motion, he activated the Great Memory Sphere. The lights dimmed. The walls disappeared. Suddenly, the leaders were no longer in the council hall. They were standing inside history. Stars moved around them. Time shifted. And the first human war appeared. Long ago, a powerful alien empire had tried to conquer a small human colony. They believed humans were weak. The recording showed human cities burning. Human ships destroyed. Then, the humans answered. At first, slowly. They built fleets in silence. They trained without speaking. They learned their enemies' every move. One alien general laughed in the recording. Humans are slow, he said. They think too much. 3 days later, his empire no longer existed. Human ships arrived without warning. Their weapons did not miss. Their attacks did not stop. They did not chase victory. They chased endings. The image shifted. Another war. This time, many races fought humans together. They thought numbers would win. They were wrong. Humans did not fight fleets. They attacked supply lines. They shut down energy systems. They blinded sensors. Whole armadas were left drifting, powerless. One by one, worlds surrendered. And then, silence. The humans did not claim land. They did not take slaves. They simply left. But before leaving, they sent one message to every race. Do not make us return. The memory ended. The council hall returned. Many leaders looked pale. Some were shaking. A tall warrior race leader spoke first. They do not fight like us, he said. They do not enjoy war. No, Loom replied. They hate it. And that is why they are so dangerous. Another memory appeared. A smaller conflict. 2 alien nations fighting for one star system. They ignored all laws. The war spread. Soon, it threatened the entire sector. Humans were asked to help. They agreed. But only once. The recording showed human commanders speaking calmly. "We will end this," one said. "Do not interfere." They sent only 3 fleets. 3. Against thousands. The battle lasted 6 hours. 6. When it ended, every weapon in the sector was silent. Not destroyed. Disabled. Every ship. Every station. Every defense system. The humans had hacked the war itself. The leaders of both nations were forced to meet. Human soldiers stood behind them. Quiet. Still. Watching. A human voice said, "This war is over. Forever." The 2 nations never fought again. The memory ended. The council hall felt colder now. Lord Virex spoke in a low voice. "They do not bring chaos. They bring control," Loom answered. A queen leaned forward. "Then why do we fear them so much?" Loom looked at her sadly. "Because humans do not care about empires. They care about survival. And when survival is at risk, they remove everything in the way." Another leader asked, "Have humans ever lost?" Loom paused. "Once," he said. The hall became tense. In their first great war, humans underestimated their enemy. They lost 3 worlds in one day. "What happened next?" someone asked. Loom activated the final memory. A human world in flames. Cities destroyed. Millions dead. Then, something changed. Human factories grew larger. Fleets grew faster. Weapons grew smarter. Humans did not attack immediately. They waited. They planned. They built. For 1 year. Then, they erased an empire from the map. Not conquered. Erased. No survivors. No signals. No ruins. Only empty space. After that, no one dared test them again. The memory faded. Silence filled the hall. Finally, Elder Quran spoke. "So tell me, Archivist, what happens when we invite such beings into our war?" Loom answered softly. "The Iron Clans will fall." "But," asked the Queen. "But the galaxy will change." "How?" Loom looked around at every leader. "Humans will not fix this war and leave. They will rewrite how war is allowed to exist." Fear moved through the room again. Lord Virex stood. "Then perhaps," he said, "we should face death alone." A young commander answered quietly. "Death will not protect our children." The room fell silent. The leaders looked at the burning images on the screen again. Dying worlds. Broken fleets. Slowly, one by one, they understood. This war was already worse than humanity. Elder Quran nodded. "Send the message," he said. High Archivist Loom walked to the signal platform. His hands hovered over the controls. For a moment, he hesitated. Then he spoke. "To the leaders of Earth. The galaxy requests your intervention." The signal launched. Faster than light. Across empty space. Toward a quiet blue world. And far away. On Earth. Human sensors detected something impossible. A call for help. From an entire galaxy. Far from the burning galaxy, Earth was calm. Blue oceans moved slowly. White clouds covered green lands. Cities glowed softly in the night. Humans were at peace. They did not know the universe was dying. High above Earth, hidden satellites watched the stars. They listened for strange signals. They searched for danger. For many years, they heard nothing. Then one moment changed everything. A deep alarm rang inside the Global Space Command Station. Red lights turned on. Screens filled with strange symbols. Technicians rushed to their posts. "What is that signal?" one asked. "It's not natural," another said. "It's not any known race." A third whispered, "It's faster than light." Within minutes, the signal reached the highest level. Human leaders were called from all over Earth. Presidents, generals, scientists. They gathered inside a large quiet room, deep under the planet. On the main screen, the message waited. No one spoke. Finally, General Marcus Hale stepped forward. "Play it," he said. The message began. Images filled the room. Burning worlds. Shattered fleets. Crying signals from dying stations. Alien faces appeared. Fearful. Tired. Desperate. A calm alien voice spoke. "To the leaders of Earth. The galaxy is at war. We are losing. We ask for your help." Silence followed. The room felt heavy. President Elena Ward slowly stood. "They broke the law," she said quietly. "They promised never to involve us again." "They are desperate," answered Dr. Lin, the chief scientist. "Only desperation sends a call like this." The screen showed more data. The Iron Clans. Their fleets. Their weapons. Their path of destruction. A young admiral spoke. "They are using illegal weapons," he said. "Planet killers. Mind breakers. Reality bombs." General Hale's face darkened. "They crossed every line," he said. Humans watched quietly. They did not panic. They did not shout. They studied. Human minds worked fast when danger appeared. After a long moment, President Ward asked the hardest question. "If we go, what happens next?" No one answered at first. Then an old man at the back spoke. Admiral Jonathan Reed. The last commander from the first human wars. "We will end it," he said. "How?" the president asked. Reed looked at the screen. "In our way." Everyone understood. Human way meant short wars. Final wars. Dr. Lin asked softly, "How many will die?" Reed answered, "Less than if we stay away." Another general said, "If we enter, the galaxy will fear us again." President Ward nodded slowly. "They already fear us," she said. She walked to the window and looked at Earth. "For many years," she said. "We tried to be quiet. We tried to be peaceful. But peace does not protect others." She turned back to the room. "If the galaxy falls, one day the war will reach us too." General Hale folded his arms. "So the real question is not if we go, but when." The room became silent again. President Ward closed her eyes. Then she spoke the words that would change history. "Fine." She opened her eyes slowly. "We'll handle it." At once, the room came alive. Commands were sent across Earth. Hidden bases opened. Old shipyards activated. Silent factories began to move. Deep under mountains, ancient fleets powered on. Ships that had not flown in decades. Ships built for one purpose. Ending wars. Human citizens saw strange news that night. Military traffic increased. Spaceports closed. Strange lights moved in the sky. No one was told the truth. Only one message spread through secret channels. Intervention Level 1 approved. In space, human fleets gathered quietly. No music. No speeches. No flags. Only calm preparation. Admiral Reed walked through a massive hangar. Thousands of ships waited in perfect lines. He stopped beside the largest one. Its name glowed softly on the hull. HNS Final Answer. Reed placed his hand on the metal. "Old friend," he whispered. We fly again. Nearby, young officers prepared navigation maps. Target location, one asked. Reed answered, the heart of the war. How many fleets, another asked. Reed paused. Only enough. What about rules of engagement? Reed's voice was quiet, but firm. No conquest. No occupation. No mercy for war machines. Protect civilians. End leaders. Disable fleets. And finish it fast. Across space, the human armada moved. Silent. Ordered. Deadly. Faster than light. Toward a galaxy that waited in fear. Back in the council hall, alarms suddenly began to ring. Sensors screamed. Energy waves appeared at the edge of known space. High Archivist Loom stared at the screen. His voice shook. They answered. Hundreds of new signals filled the map. Not attacking. Not hiding. Advancing. One simple human message arrived first. Short. Clear. Terrifying. We are on the way. And across the galaxy. Every empire entered panic mode. The message spread faster than fear. We are on the way. Only 4 words. But they shook the galaxy. Across thousands of systems, emergency alarms began to ring. On war stations. On capital worlds. On hidden bases. Red lights filled command rooms. Officers shouted orders. Sensors turned toward the dark edges of space. Human signals were appearing everywhere. Not one fleet. Not 2. Dozens. Moving with perfect order. No random paths. No wasted motion. Straight toward the heart of the war. On the capital world of the Orion Empire, Lord Virex stared at the main screen. Human fleet markers grew larger every second. They are coming too fast, he whispered. An officer asked, should we prepare to fight them? Virex turned sharply. Are you insane? He shouted. No empire fights humans and survives. He took a deep breath. Close all borders. Recall every fleet. Turn off long-range weapons. The officer hesitated. But sir, the Iron Clans are still attacking. Virex answered softly, the Iron Clans are no longer our biggest problem. On another world, the Crystal Queen gathered her council. They have entered our sector, she said. Her advisors panicked. Activate planetary shields. Move the royal fleet. Hide the star cores. The Queen raised one hand. Do nothing hostile, she said. Humans do not like surprises. Far away, in Iron Clan territory, the mood was different. Warlord Krask laughed loudly. Humans, he roared. Soft creatures from a soft world. His generals showed sensor maps. Hundreds of unknown fleets. Massive energy signatures. Silent movement. Krask laughed again. Good. More enemies to break. Prepare all weapons, he ordered. Show these humans true war. But even as he spoke, some Iron Clan ships began to fail. Sensors went blind. Engines slowed. Weapons refused to fire. A commander shouted, systems are being hacked. Krask's laughter stopped. By who? He demanded. The answer came in the form of a human signal. Direct. Clear. Stand down. Krask crushed the console. Attack, he screamed. Thousands of Iron Clan ships charged forward. And met, nothing. No human ships fired. No missiles launched. Instead, space itself seemed to change. Energy fields formed invisible walls. Iron Clan fleets slammed into them and stopped. Engines burned. Weapons overheated. Ships froze in place like insects in glass. A human voice echoed through their channels. Your weapons are disabled. Your shields are down. Your war is over. Krask shouted, destroy them. But no weapon answered. Fear spread through the Iron Clan ranks. On neutral worlds, citizens watched the skies. Human fleets passed by in endless lines. Massive ships. Small ships. Strange ships with unknown shapes. All silent. All calm. No flags. No music. No threats. Just unstoppable motion. In the Galactic Council station, chaos ruled. Leaders shouted over each other. They are everywhere. They passed 3 sectors in minutes. Our defenses mean nothing. High Archivist Loom stood still, watching the map. Human fleet symbols surrounded the war zone. Perfect circles. Perfect timing. They are not attacking, someone said. They are trapping the war, Loom replied. Elder Karan closed his eyes. They are building a cage. Suddenly, a new signal appeared. From the center of the human formation. A single ship moved forward. Much larger than the others. Its name appeared on every screen. HNS Final Answer. The council fell silent. A human transmission filled the hall. Calm. Clear. Cold. To all forces in the conflict. This war ends now. Any ship that fires after this message will be destroyed. Any leader who resists will be removed. Protect civilians. Disable war machines. Begin surrender protocols. The message ended. No threats. No anger. Only simple rules. Across the galaxy, reactions exploded. Some fleets powered down at once. Some empires sent surrender codes. Others froze, unsure what to do. In Iron Clan space, Warlord Krask roared in rage. We do not surrender, he screamed. He ordered a hidden superweapon to fire. A massive beam charged. Aimed straight at a human command ship. The weapon fired. Space shook. Energy crossed the stars. And then. The beam vanished. Gone. As if swallowed by nothing. The human ship did not move. A second message came. Private. Only to Krask. Last warning. Krask's hands trembled. For the first time in his life. He felt fear. Around him, his fleets were trapped. His weapons were dead. His empire was blind. And the humans had not even started fighting. In the council hall, Loom whispered. This is how they always begin. They let the enemy understand. They are already defeated. Far away, human commanders watched calmly. Admiral Reed spoke softly. Phase 1 complete. Contain the war. Phase 2. He paused. Remove the leaders. And somewhere in Iron Clan space. A human strike team prepared to move. Silent. Invisible. Unstoppable. The galaxy waited. No one knew what humans would do first. They had trapped the war. They had silenced the weapons. They had frozen fleets in place. But they had not ended anything yet. Inside the great human command ship HNS Final Answer, Admiral Reed watched dozens of screens. Maps. Signals. Enemy leaders. Civilian zones. Every detail was clear. Humans had learned everything about the war in only hours. Reed spoke calmly. War is not fleets, he said. War is decisions. He pointed to several glowing symbols. These are the minds keeping this war alive. Warlord Krask. Iron Clan generals. Weapon masters. Supply chiefs. Remove them, Reed ordered. No noise. No fear. No mistakes. Human strike teams activated across space. Small ships left the main fleets. Fast. Silent. Invisible to normal sensors. They did not attack armies. They went for doors. On the Iron Clan command world, night ruled the surface. Fortress cities covered the land. Guns pointed at the sky. Shields covered every tower. Inside the main war palace, Warlord Krask shouted orders. Restore weapons. Find the human weakness. Technicians ran in panic. Nothing worked. Then. The lights flickered. Once. Twice. Then stabilized. A guard frowned. That was strange, he said. Behind him, the wall moved. Not opened. Moved. Like liquid metal. 3 human figures stepped through. Black armor. No lights. No sound. The first guard fell before he could blink. The second never turned around. The third dropped without a cry. The humans moved forward. Not running. Not hiding. Walking calmly through enemy territory. They disabled cameras with small signals. They opened sealed doors without tools. No explosions. No alarms. Inside the palace halls, Iron Clan officers suddenly collapsed. Sleeping gas filled the air. Silent and clean. Human teams passed by them without slowing. Deep inside the command chamber, Krask stood alone now. Watching broken screens. Sweat covered his face. He felt something wrong. Very wrong. He turned. And saw them. 3 humans standing behind him. Weapons aimed. Krask roared and charged. The first human moved 1 step aside. The second struck once. Krask fell to the floor. Alive. Breathing. Defeated. 1 human spoke calmly. Warlord Krask, you are under arrest for crimes against the galaxy. Krask laughed weakly. You think this ends the war? The human answered, no. This ends you. They placed a small device on Krask's arm. His power armor shut down. His body froze. Paralyzed. Captured. At the same moment, across dozens of systems, the same thing happened. Iron Clan generals vanished from their bunkers. Weapon masters were taken from sealed rooms. Fleet admirals were pulled from command chairs. All alive. All silent. All helpless. In 1 hour. The Iron Clan lost every leader. Their fleets still floated in space. But now. No one commanded them. Confusion spread. Ships sent messages. No answers came back. Some captains tried to fight. Their engines shut down instantly. Others powered off in fear. On the council station, leaders watched in shock. They are not destroying anything, the Crystal Queen whispered. They are cutting the head, Loom replied. Elder Karan nodded slowly. This is human mercy. In Iron Clan space, civilians watched strange human ships land. Not attacking. Not burning. Human soldiers entered weapon factories. They shut down machines. They locked systems. They placed seals on reactors. Then left. No cities destroyed. No civilians harmed. Only war, removed. Inside human detention space, Warlord Krask woke inside a cold white room. No chains. No guards. Only a human officer standing before him. You will answer for every world you burned, the officer said. Krask growled, kill me and be done. The officer shook his head. Death is too easy. You will live. And you will watch your empire fall peacefully. Krask screamed. Back in space, Admiral Reed received reports. Primary leaders secured. Factories disabled. Fleets leaderless. Reed nodded. Good. But then a new alert appeared. From deep inside Iron Clan territory. A hidden signal. Old. Forbidden. Very powerful. Dr. Lin's voice came through. Admiral, they activated a last weapon. Reed turned slowly. What kind? Lin hesitated. A planet breaker. Silence filled the command bridge. Target? Reed asked. Lin looked at the data. Galactic Council Station. The heart of the galaxy. Where all leaders were gathered. Reed closed his eyes. So, they choose terror. He opened them again, calm and cold. All fleets, emergency phase. Protect the Council. Phase 3 begins. Outside the window, human fleets changed formation. For the first time, human weapons began to charge. And far away, a dark weapon woke from ancient sleep. Aimed at the soul of the galaxy. The galaxy held its breath. Deep inside Iron Clan space, an ancient weapon woke. Older than most stars. Built in forgotten wars. The planet breaker slowly turned. Its massive core glowed with dark energy. Target locked. Galactic Council Station. Where the leaders of the galaxy waited. Where millions lived. Where history was written. Inside the council hall, alarms screamed. Red lights flashed across every wall. What is happening? The Crystal Queen cried. High Archivist Loom stared at the screen. His voice was weak. A planet breaker. Fully charged. Fear exploded. Some leaders fell to their knees. Others shouted orders that no one could follow. Elder Quran whispered, so this is how we die. Then. All alarms stopped. Silence. The screen changed. A new fleet appeared between the council station and the weapon. Human fleets. Thousands of ships. Forming a perfect shield. Admiral Reed stood on the bridge of HNS Final Answer. His face calm. Begin interception, he said. Human ships moved as one. No chaos. No shouting. No panic. Only perfect order. The planet breaker fired. A beam of pure destruction crossed space. Strong enough to tear a world apart. It hit the human shield. And stopped. Not slowed. Stopped. The beam bent. Folded. Then vanished. As if the universe itself refused it. Inside Iron Clan control rooms, technicians screamed. The weapon is gone. It disappeared. How is that possible? The answer came in a human message. Short. Cold. Final. Your last weapon has been removed. At the same moment, human ships jumped directly to the weapon platform. Strike teams boarded it. In seconds, its core shut down. Its systems erased. The deadliest weapon in the galaxy became empty metal. Back at the council station, leaders stared in disbelief. They saved us, someone whispered. They saved everyone, Loom replied. But the war was not over yet. Across the trapped battlefield, Iron Clan fleets still floated. Leaderless. Confused. Afraid. Some captains tried to escape. Human ships blocked every path. Others tried to fire. Their weapons died before charging. Admiral Reed gave the final command. Broadcast to all forces. A human voice filled every channel in the war zone. To all Iron Clan ships. Your leaders are captured. Your weapons are disabled. Your factories are sealed. This war is finished. Power down and prepare for inspection. Many ships obeyed at once. Their lights dimmed. Engines shut down. They drifted in silence. Some resisted. A small group charged forward in rage. Human fleets responded. For the first time. They fired. But not to destroy. Blue pulses crossed space. Enemy ships froze. Systems shut down. Crews found themselves locked inside powerless vessels. No explosions. No fire. No death. Only defeat. Within 1 hour. The entire Iron Clan armada was silent. No movement. No weapons. No command. Across the galaxy, messages spread. The war is over. Humans ended it. One day. A war that had lasted years. Millions dead. Thousands of worlds burning. Ended in a single day. On Iron Clan capital worlds, citizens watched human soldiers arrive. Not as conquerors. Not as kings. As quiet guardians. They secured reactors. Protected cities. Delivered food. Children looked at the strange black armor in fear. But the soldiers smiled. And helped. In human detention space, Warlord Krask sat in his cell. Screens around him showed his empire. Fleets silent. Factories closed. Weapons gone. Peace. Forced. Krask whispered, impossible. A human officer appeared. You started a fire, she said. We put it out. You will face judgment now. Krask closed his eyes. He knew. His war was finished. At the council station, leaders gathered again. Alive. Safe. Shaken. Elder Karan stood slowly. The galaxy owes humanity everything, he said. But what will they ask in return? High Archivist Loom checked new signals. His eyes widened. They are not asking for land. Not for power. Not for tribute. A human transmission arrived. Broadcast to every race. To the peoples of the galaxy. This war is over. We will not rule you. We will not stay. But new laws will stand. No planet killers. No genocide weapons. No wars without limits. Break these laws. And we will return. The message ended. Simple. Clear. Terrifying. Human fleets began to move. Not outward. Inward. Leaving the war zone. Returning to their own space. As quickly as they had come. No victory speeches. No parades. No monuments. Only silence. Across the galaxy, worlds slowly healed. Fleets rebuilt. Cities repaired. Children returned to the streets. But something had changed forever. Every empire now knew one truth. War had a limit. And humanity was that limit. Far away, on Earth, Admiral Reed stood alone on the bridge. Dr. Lin asked quietly, did we do the right thing? Reed looked at the stars. We ended a war, he said. That is enough. But his eyes were serious. Because he knew. Peace would not last forever. And one day. Humanity might be called again. The galaxy was finally quiet. No weapons fired. No fleets moved. No alarms screamed. For the first time in many years. There was peace. At the Galactic Council station, leaders gathered again. But this time. Not in fear. In awe. The great hall was full, but silent. Everyone waited. They knew humanity would speak one last time. A single human ship floated outside the station. HNS final answer remained still. From it, a transmission began. Not loud. Not proud. Calm. Clear. The image of a human woman appeared on every screen. President Elena Ward. She looked tired. But her eyes were steady. To the leaders of the galaxy, she said. Your war is finished. No cheering followed. Only deep respect. She continued. We did not come to conquer you. We did not come to rule you. We came because your war was killing the future. Behind her, images appeared. Destroyed planets. Burning cities. Dead children. War like this, she said softly, destroys more than worlds. It destroys meaning. Many leaders lowered their eyes. You created weapons that should never exist. You broke laws that protected life. And when the fire became too large, you asked us to stop it. She paused. And we did. Her voice grew firm. But understand this. We will not always be there. Silence filled the hall. You must protect your own future. You must control your own power. We will now place new laws. The screen changed. Simple rules appeared. No planet breakers. No genocide weapons. No wars of extinction. No attacks on civilian worlds. These laws are final, she said. Break them once. And we will return. Fear moved through the hall again. But this time. It was clean fear. Respectful fear. The Crystal Queen stood slowly. Human President, she said. What will you ask in return? President Ward shook her head. Nothing. Shock spread. No land. No tribute. No fleets. Only one thing. Remember. Remember what war becomes. Remember what we did here. And remember, why you never want us to come back. The message ended. The human image faded. For a long moment. No one spoke. Then Elder Quran stood with shaking hands. In all my long life, he said. I have seen gods, kings, and monsters. But today. I saw guardians. The council sent one final message. Simple. Honest. Thank you, humanity. Human fleets did not answer. They were already leaving. Across space, the Armada moved home. Silent as before. On Earth, people slowly learned the truth. That their species had saved the galaxy. There were no parades. No medals. No statues. Only quiet pride. Admiral Reed stood again beside his ship. Dr. Lin joined him. The galaxy will write stories about us, she said. Let them, Reed replied. What matters is, the children will live. Far away, in Iron Clan detention space, Warlord Krask watched the stars. His empire gone. His power broken. His war finished. He whispered one sentence. We woke the wrong species. Years passed. The galaxy healed. New alliances formed. New laws were followed. Wars still happened. Small ones. Careful ones. Limited ones. No one ever again built planet killers. No one ever again spoke of extinction. And when conflicts grew too large, someone would whisper. Careful. Do you want humanity to notice? And fear would stop wars before they began. In the deep records of the galaxy, one line was written. When the universe lost control, humanity stepped in. And the universe learned peace. Far beyond known space. Human sensors continued to watch. Silent. Patient. Ready. Because humanity knew one truth better than anyone. Peace is fragile. And guardians must never sleep.